Well, Happy New Year, everyone. We're here at the Giant Tiger on Victoria Avenue East, right here in Regina-Wascana, and I'm here with Conservative Party leader Andrew Scheer. Now, Andrew, you were here talking about the carbon tax today. When people think about the carbon tax, they typically think about the oil patch and pipelines. Why are we here in a grocery store of all places?
Yeah, well, thanks, Mike, and Happy New Year. You are right that the carbon tax has a negative effect on many different aspects of our economy and our society. And because the energy sector has been in the spotlight, that is one place that a lot of people think about when they think about higher taxes. They think, well, our oil and gas sector will be even put under more pressure. The investment that's been leaving Canada and taking jobs along with it will continue. But what I want to talk about today is the other aspect of the carbon tax, and that is the cost of everyday living, the cost of essentials, the costs on things that you don't have a choice but to pay. So things like home heating is a big part of that, but also filling your grocery basket. You'll notice a lot of fruits and vegetables behind us that I'd be willing to wager weren't grown locally,
right.
That had to be trucked in from somewhere. It was minus 32 last night. These items were grown in places where it's much warmer and then shipped here, and that adds to the cost. You know, when you have to truck something in from another country, that adds up. That gets built into the cost, the sticker price on what consumers pay. You add a carbon tax on that. That just goes higher, and when more and more Canadians are finding it harder to get to the end of the month, are a paycheck away from going further into debt often, they don't need to be paying higher costs for the types of things we see behind us. And so what I said today was that not only is the carbon tax making these things more expensive, but it's also going up. It's going to be much higher in the future.
Now, that's what has come up a few times with me on the doorstep. Some people have said that the carbon tax is only going to be $20 or $30 a ton. So does it really make that big a difference? What is our answer to that?
Yes, first of all, it does. Any new tax always has an impact. It's important to remember that under this carbon tax scheme, the country's largest emitters get a big exemption. So big companies that can afford to hire special insiders in Ottawa, they negotiated themselves a massive exemption from the carbon tax. But the people in this store who are filling up their grocery basket today, they don't get an exemption. And it's not just going to stop at $20 or $30 or $40 or $50. The government's own department, Justin Trudeau's own environment department, have told us that the cost of the carbon tax will go up to $300 a ton in order to achieve their objectives. That could mean as high as $1,000 in increased expenses just for heating your home. And of course, the costs on everyday items like groceries will also go up. So the message here today is the carbon tax is only going in one direction, and that's higher and higher, and that the Conservatives in 2019, in October of this year, as government, will repeal the carbon tax.
All right, so a $300 carbon tax under the Liberals and a $0 carbon tax under the Conservatives. That's the plan?
The choice is a carbon tax on everything or no carbon tax under the Conservatives. Let me ask you a question, Mike.
Right.
You've been out, you've knocked on a lot of doors in Regina. Do people understand that Ralph Goodale is actually fighting to impose the carbon tax on the people of Saskatchewan?
I have heard that quite a few times, that Justin Trudeau is implementing the carbon tax and Ralph Goodale is going right along with him.
He's got a habit of doing that. When it comes to standing up for Saskatchewan, issue by issue, Ralph Goodale's always on the wrong side. He voted against our Conservative motion supporting pipelines to bring Western Canadian energy to Eastern Canada. He was opposed to that. Of course, he was the minister that was responsible for the payout to Omar Khadr,
right.
a convicted terrorist who took the life of a U.S. Army medic. Time and time again, whether it's the wheat board or other issues, he's always selling liberal policies to the people of Saskatchewan instead of fighting for the people in his own city.
All right, well, when will Canadians have a chance to elect a Conservative government?
October 2019, you can vote for Mike Kram in Wascana, send him to Ottawa so he can help me form a government so that we can do the important work of repealing the carbon tax, getting Canada back to balanced budgets, and making life more affordable for Canadians.
All right, Andrew, Happy New Year.
Thank you
for being
Happy
here
New Year.
today.
You bet.